watching Force 13 Live. This is Force 13 Live. My name's Nathan Foy and we are tracking Typhoon Melor, which is on the verge of making another strong typhoon landfall on Mindoro right now in the Philippines. I'm not going to be speaking so much during this live broadcast, but people who will are the Skype team who are here this evening, or this morning as it is in the Philippines, the time just after 8:15 locally. Guys, hello.
Hello, guys.
And hello from David over here on the East Coast. And
Of Australia.
it won't be another 16-hour operation for me, but it was very interesting late yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
And we've got some very interesting developments over here on the tropical scene here in Australia. I'll come to that later.
Alright, well, who wants to start with their comments on what they feel is the situation with Melor, how it's looking right now?
Well, the advanced Devore technique just upgraded Melor to a cyclone intensity number of 6.2, which is 140 miles per hour. 140 miles per hour or 225 kilometers per hour.
Let me introduce everyone on the team right now. David's here, we already spoke to him. Craig, I don't know if you're able to speak at this time. It is fairly late in Scotland. Aris is also here, I think. He's in Romblon in the Philippines right now, sort of on the edge of the storm's eye, I would think, on the eye wall even. Aris, are you there? I think we did hear from him just before we went live, but clearly not right now. Devon's there, of course. Jason, hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's Western Australia this morning?
It's very sunny.
Very sunny. Warm.
Yeah. Warm as well. Yes.
Marcel?
What?
In the background. Hello. I'm just introducing you. And Jerome, who's also here as well, who has, I don't want to big it up too much, but insider knowledge perhaps of the Philippines.
About the island Mindoro, yes.
Dan Mindoro.
Yeah, which is about to being hit by the typhoon upcoming. For those who would be on the live stream here and in the area, just stay away from those coastal areas. It's still a very powerful typhoon heading up.
I would really like to hear from Aris at some point, because he's the closest person we have to the storm. Only a few
Aris, you there?
Meanwhile, at Force 13 HQ, it's 47 Fahrenheit, not so warm. I'd certainly love a tropical wave to come this way.
Usually it's David that's the closest to the typhoons.
Indeed.
Yes, I'd agree with that comment, Devon. But Melor has been another interesting system, but whilst it's expected to weaken, it's still looking good.
Well, this satellite imagery certainly shows a storm that is definitely not weakening.
That's right. I think the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre is reporting that it's to maintain intensity, and I think the track has changed compared to yesterday. What is it? West northwest. But the critical issue is when will it start to turn to the southwest? But
Right.
likely around, well, within the Manila, Manila has actually tracked closer to Manila, and now it's being reported that some regions could see up to at least 24 inches of rain from this system.
Oh, wow. Well, if the storm does stall off the coast of Manila, there's a high probability of doing that. Is anybody able to see my screen share right now?
Yes, we can. It took a while, but we've got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Excellent. Well,
Yep,
this is the
also
latest
here.
image that I could find of Melor. 009 is the timestamp.
So that's 11 minutes ago.
Now, once it crosses, what island is that?
As you can see, it's got a very impressive structure yet again.
Yeah, and a couple of hours ago, Craig and I were looking at the satellite imagery, and there was a very compact area to the northeast of the typhoon. The thunderstorm activity was really interesting. I can see on the image that cluster just to the northeast and just further to the northeast, Devon, or northeast from where you've got your Corsa. And what's that island to the west where it's tracking across? And once it gets over that island into the South China Sea,
Yep.
well, it could deepen again because it's
There's
not
a
supposed
possibility.
to.
There's a possibility of that happening. Shear is in between 10 and 20 knots. The ocean
Yes, and
heat
that's
content.
supposed to weaken. That wind
The
shear is
ocean
supposed
heat.
to weaken, and
Ocean.
ocean heat is above 29 Celsius. So
Say
the
above.
next
Say
tomorrow, this time tomorrow, will be very interesting to see when it starts to curve to the southwest.
Have we got down to the bottom of why they're predicting such quick weakening after passing into the South China Sea?
Well, it can't be.
It can't
what
be
is it?
just
Vertical
landfall.
wind shear.
It can't be just landfall interaction, and wind shear doesn't look too bad until you go pretty far out to sea. There.
Still, the wind shear doesn't look that bad, unless you go really, really far out. The forecast track has it tucking pretty close to the Philippines as it moves southwest.
So it's still going to maintain its intensity because, okay, what's the upper level
I wouldn't say that, David,
conditions?
because
It's
it's going
still
to be moving
friendly.
into a really stable environment. That's the reason why it's going to weaken. There's not as much instability to the south coast.
If you've got any questions for us whilst we're on air, we're not going to be here for an epic 22 hours like last time, though we may still be here in 2 hours' time, maybe. Send us a message on the YouTube page. You can also send us a message through Facebook or Twitter. Search Force 13 all in text. You can also add me on Skype. Fool13 FOOL13 is my handle, and ask for an invite to the live stream if you'd like to be involved in our discussion on air. You're looking at Typhoon Melor. Sustained winds 120. What is it? 100. Officially, only 105, isn't it? Still.
Yes, officially only 105. I'm waiting for the new thing to come out.
It's got to be more than that.
Oh
Joint
yeah, it's
Typhoon
definitely more than
Warning
that
Center.
at this moment, but we can call that a bare minimum estimate of 100. No, wait, 90 knots. That's 110 miles an hour.
No, 105.
105 miles an hour. Yeah, 105 miles an hour. Jeez.
Which is 170 kilometers an hour, so that's the bare minimum there.
And the advanced Dvorak technique has the storm as high as 225 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
Wind gusts to 110. 12 hours down to 100. 24 hours down to 80. 36 hours down to 55. And 48 hours, 35 knots gusting, 45. Those figures were gusting. And wave height remains, or at present, is 35 feet. The cyclone will turn southwest with the low-level wind flow in the South China Sea. Land interaction, increasing vertical wind shielding, intrusion of cold, dry air associated with strong continental cold surge in the South China Sea will accelerate its decay.
And
So the
influx of
cold
that
air.
cold, stable air. That'll unless you're sandy, that'll shut your systems right off.
But as I said, the timing of the curve to the south-southwest remains interesting.
Yeah, you're very right on that. There's a possibility that this might just do a sit and spin, a few tens of miles off the coast of the Philippines, and just sit there and dump, as you said, feet of rain across central Luzon, including the Metro Manila area. For some reason, I doubt that that's going to happen.
Right now, I just want to show the latest webcam view coming from Boracay Island in the Philippines. If anyone would like on the stream right now would like to look at the live event to see what's going on there, it looks like the tide is well out. I'm not sure how far out it's supposed to be, but or whether it's anything related with the storm. It's a bit blocky there, and I don't know what kind of night they may have had on Boracay, but it was probably somewhat windy to say the very least. It's the closest camera that we have to the storm. It was just on the very edge of one of the sort of like the edge of the core of the storm on the southern side an hour ago, and that's where that is currently located. It appears to have stopped at the moment. It's a bit stop-start. There might be some connection problems given the circumstances, but that's Boracay Island there.
And well, the sun's been down on the east coast of the United States for a few hours now. Funny how this storm's making landfall. That's got to be the world's weirdest coincidence.
It has
to be. I've got a 015 UTC imagery up on the board now, so from 13 minutes ago.
Oh, just about to show that. There it is. Anything new that you can tell us from that?
Considering that it's only 6 minutes since the last frame, I don't really notice much of a difference, to be honest.
Nomiad says, hi, is there any fatalities yet that have been recorded? Not as far as I know. Not officially.
I wouldn't know where to look for that.
Okay, it's been reported that 750,000 people have been evacuated.
Yeah, we knew about that.
Okay, so 750,000.
Alright, I've just got some new information. The SITREP has just come out on the storm from the Philippine government, saying that it made a third landfall in Burias Island. That was last night, I think. And this will be its fourth landfall that we're about to see. There have been 733,000 people who were preemptively evacuated. We discussed that at length last night, how some of those evacuations seem to take place very late indeed. Now, I just want to read out these locations who are reported to be without power right now. Place called Real in Quezon, apparently.
Quezon.
Pitogo, Quezon, Perez,
Quezon.
Quezon, and Alabat in Quezon. The
Quezon.
whole of Marinduque is believed to be without power right now. That's just on the northeast of the storm's eye there. And Romblon. But Aris, I'm sure, can confirm that or deny that for us, because he lives there. But they say it's without power. Sorsogon, Albay, and portions of Camarine Sur without power. The whole island of Samar without power, apparently. There are a few roads impassable. They look like local roads to me. Around Katarman, which is on Samar, isn't it? So apparently some roads have been washed away there.
New image from 12 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. 56 domestic flights have been cancelled, and 16 flights. That was from Monday, and a further 16 Tuesday flights have been cancelled today. 7,366 passengers are stranded due to rough sea conditions. But the crucial figures right now is that there are still no reports of fatalities. That's the latest as of 6 AM in the Philippines. There are no reported fatalities.
Yes, no reported, even from what I see here, no reported fatalities. Still waiting for information to come from the ATCF.
Indeed.
Nothing yet.
Okay, well, I don't know if anyone else has anything to add here. Jason's showing us the floater imagery in the background of this storm. Because he's the only one here who knows how to get them. Though they are starting to appear on the NOAA website or wherever they are now, aren't they, Jason?
Yes, I noticed that. Sorry for jumping in, but I've just noticed one.
Yeah, Just started it up last night.
Started it last night. Oh,
Yeah.
Aris reports, I think, that there may be 2 fatalities in Mindoro. Is Aris there right now?
Hello, Aris. Well, maybe if they lost power, they don't have any internet.
Well, he's still on the call. He was. I don't know.
Mobile telephone network. It looks like Melor might have done a bit of a jump.
Define
Going
jump.
by jump, going west, and then quickly jumps to the north, like bounce. It's done a bounce and going by one of the floaters that nose got operational again.
Noah finally has the floaters operational.
Yes. Well, there's the visible imagery now from them as well there. Oh, and now we've gone on to the rainbow imagery. I think the
Someone
eye is
could
in
have
its.
told me this.
I think the
Oh,
eye is
water
in.
vapor. Let's get that.
The eye has been in the best shape it's been for some time.
Yeah, I've got no information on the eye. No, there's nothing on the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre saying about the eye, but
A little dry
the
air on
satellite speaks for itself.
I can't believe that this storm decided to blow up right here.
Yeah, well, it's still over water, isn't it? So the longer it stays over the water, the chances of deepening remain.
Oh, yeah.
Even if half the eye is on land, he's still got the other quadrants where it could.
Yeah,
No,
but the eye is
that
the
one's
main.
good. Look at the dark, the
Yes, but
dark red, the
the
dark.
issue here is the eye is the main source of updrafts for the system. And as long as the eye is not over water, it can't keep on bringing fuel into the system, which means it can't keep its pressure low enough. And all of that low pressure wants to expand outwards, and it weakens the system, lowers pressure gradient. So as soon as you take the fuel out, the pressure gradient's just going to want to weaken the system.
Have you ever seen a hurricane defy that science there?
Well, maybe Faye of 2008
Crazy
kind of
storm,
strengthened over Florida.
yeah.
That was a weird system.
Before you go on to another example, perhaps, Martinez says, how many landfalls has it been now? This will be officially number 4 when it makes landfall in Mindoro, which is expected any time now if it hasn't happened already.
If you count Samar, it would be number 5.
But I'm not sure. No,
I
Samar
don't
was
think so.
counted. Samar, Sorsogon, which is the southern tip of Luzon, Burias Island, the small, almost pointed
This island
shape.
here. This island here.
I can't see where you're pointing.
Oh, obvious. Oh, crap. I'm on the wrong thing. This island here. I'm imagining.
Yes, that one. And that's coming up to number 4 in Mindoro. It missed the smaller island to the southeast of Burias there. It missed that one.
Missed this one?
Yes, that's Romblon. And I think there's another island that's just to the east of Romblon. It's still part of Romblon, but there's another island over there somewhere, I think, that isn't shown on that graphic.
Too small to be shown on the graphic.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
there's thousands of islands
Well,
here
there
that
are.
are too small to be shown on this graphic.
And I think
Nate.
one of them was what the storm made landfall on that we were debating about. I mean, it's highly possible that we can't see the actual land area properly, and there's a little bit that juts out maybe that the storm made landfall on last night, the first one.
Still no update from ADT. Still no update from the ATCF. But this floater imagery from NOAA looks great.
Looks exactly
them
the
that.
same, doesn't it? Slightly better.
Better than what MTSAT looked like.
The system is processing the Himari imagery through the MTSAT system. That's why it's still pixelated.
Oh, so I was
Yeah,
right.
it's being processed. Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Well, it's because their software or computers are meant for MTSAT imagery.
Oh, they had enough time to prepare, didn't they?
Oh,
Looks like
I don't know.
the way they've handled this is as if they've had 0 minutes to prepare.
Yeah.
They couldn't provide coverage for 10 days,
It's-
and now they're doing it through the old system. Weird.
Yeah, this Himari is just really a high quality, so they've had to downgrade the quality a bit to get it onto the server.
Yeah.
I mean, Himawari's so high quality that it's too good for Noah to show you, so it has to downgrade its quality.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've got a 029 UTC image, so 10 minutes ago.
Just want to point out the latest situation in the US right now. They've finally mostly lifted the warnings along the west coast. There are winter storm warnings in effect for most of Montana, the northeastern half of Wyoming, the southwestern half of South Dakota, the western half of Nebraska, the northeastern area of Colorado, and in the southwestern area, so opposite ends of the state under winter storm warnings.
Also,
And for the western half of Utah and northernmost New Mexico.
yeah. Yeah. There's also still avalanche warnings in central Utah as well.
And the freeze watch is now in Arizona.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, freeze watch is now in effect for areas around Phoenix, Gila Bend, Lake Havasu City, also underneath the freeze watch. So a lot of the Chihuahuan Desert is underneath some kind of freeze advisory down
The
there.
freeze watch, and they'll be watching it freeze.
Meanwhile, we're getting some rain over here in Pennsylvania as the low pressure system's moving through, cold front's moving through.
I'm
Nothing
surprised they don't do a
significant.
drizzle advisory. They seem to do warnings for everything else.
Yeah, there is. There's, if you can name it, there's a warning for it.
We even
Let's see
saw
here.
they
Blizzard.
even-
Apparently,
even
there's
have,
also a blizzard warning somewhere.
They even have child abduction notices that they post on the National
Yes,
Service.
they do that regularly. Amber alerts.
That's what those blizzard warnings are. Apparently, for the Bering Sea storm, there
They're
are
still
blizzard
going, is it?
warnings up in Alaska for that.
Yeah, it was worse yesterday. Back to Melor.
Obviously, that storm was underneath 930 millibars, a Category 5 equivalent extratropical system that was getting fed from Typhoon Melor.
Certainly was. There are Signal 3 warnings in effect for many parts of the Philippines. They're all on the bottom of your screen on the banner that ticks by every so often. Actually, Jason's showing us that extratropical cyclone.
Oh, yeah.
Was.
Oh,
Could see that for a minute.
Okie dokie. So the ADT just ended up updating itself again, and they're putting the storm at 230 kilometers an hour.
That's rising, isn't it?
Seriously?
Yes, ADT now has the system at 230 kilometers per hour, 145 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness.
ATCF still hasn't updated.
That's why the ice is so shape.
Yeah, well, it certainly looks like a Category 4. I'm not going to discount that.
Jason's showing the shear map in the background, showing very high amounts of wind shear to the north, a low pocket to the west of the storm, but doesn't extend particularly far. I'm going to take a break for a few minutes here, but I'm going to leave everyone else on here to talk about the storm and whatnot, so I'll be back soon.
And looking at the previous wind shear, the value is going to drop for 20 down to at least 5. And what are we looking at? The 850 vorticity?
Yep, vorticity. You can see the inverse 97W, the vorticity over there, just to that, just
Yeah,
to the north.
97,
Yeah,
97
just northeast
WE.
of, yeah, northeast of the
Joy,
140E east. 140
the
east label.
yeah, hang on, what have we got? 12 decimal 9 north 1, no, correction, 5 decimal 7 north 143 decimal 8. 15 knots, 1004. Joint Typhoon Warning Centre has issued an advisory that they've upgraded to medium, that 97W, and will probably possibility of a cyclone within the next 24, 48 hours.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That looks impressive.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. Okay, ATCF just updated.
Hello.
This is big
Hello,
news.
Marcel.
I hope Nathan's here to listen to this, but the 0Z just came out for Typhoon Melor, located at 13.0 north, 121.8 east. It's rated at 125 knots, 929 millibars.
Okay,
Wow.
so it's deepened.
That would be, like I said, 145 miles per hour, 230 kilometers per hour.
And the other has it at 956. The Joint Typhoon Warning Centre next update will be very, very interesting. And I think that's probably, about another 3 hours, 4 hours?
Considering the severity of this situation, I wouldn't be surprised if they update it within the next hour.
Well, normally they're, 6 hours?
They update at 03, 09, 15, and 21, but it's off of the 06, 18. It's off the 06, 12, and 18 data points. So their next advisory is going to be off of the 0Z position and intensity. So it'll be very interesting what they rate the storm here. But yeah, the storm has greatly intensified here in the Straits of the Philippines. The storm has strengthened now again to 145 miles per hour, 1 minute sustained winds. That's 230 kilometers per hour.
And that's an interesting track for 97W, Jason.
Yeah.
So, and also, we could see another 2 systems there too, Jason. One probably mid, not the East Pack, just to the east of the West Pack. Of it's possible 2 tropical signals. Where was the other? And over your way, Bali across to the North Kimberley.
Yeah.
And we could see a lay come on the radar today, and that could turn into a tropical cyclone by Thursday. And there is a possibility we could see a low pressure forming southwest of the southwest region of the Gulf and Carpentaria within a week or less.
Yeah.
And that's in it. And I'm just looking at one model. It's needing support to one forming just to the south of East Timor and tracking down towards the Kimberley coast. So, and that's one from the GFS.
Yeah.
Have you read the information from the Weather Bureau via their 3-day
Yeah,
tropical?
Yes, I have.
And their next update this afternoon will be interesting.
Yep.
So I would relate that to the MJO, mate.
Mhm.
Then have you looked at the total forecast of rain, the Bureau page?
Yeah, I looked at it. It is pretty interesting. For the northern parts of WA.
And the Northern Territory, Darwin region,
Yeah.
and what is it, the southwest, the western edge of the Gulf of Carpentaria.
Yeah.
Okay, Devon, the other site has updated. They now have it 125 and 929 pressure, located 13 set north,
Yeah, I've
121
just seen this.
8 east.
145.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
So
announced it
been
on air as soon as I got it, and I'm updating the
Wow.
Facebook page right now.
And Craig was spot on again. Just prior to you coming into the chat earlier, Nathan, with Craig and I. We both, he said, watch for it to deepen, and he's got it right again.
So Mindoro waking up to a severe
Category 4 typhoon.
Yep.
cyclone at its new peak, 145 miles an hour, defying the odds again.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say define the odds. There's no shear there, but man.
Well, there's nothing stopping it. The Joint Typhoon Warning Centre said that there's nothing stopping it. Not till 48 hours' time. When it
No.
starts the interact with that cold air over there in the South China Sea. But it's still critical. Is it going to generate a surprise where it might track slightly northwest? There's one model outline. It's showing it could do a complete circle.
Yes.
Really?
That would dump,
It changed to north.
Hello guys.
Then
and that
change-
possibility would dump feet of rain over Luzon. And hello to whoever just came in.
Hello, Iris.
How was Iris?
I'm
What
here.
conditions are you currently reporting,
Now
Paris?
This is
There's
wrong.
very strong.
Very strong.
Is the power out? We hear the power's out there. We seem to lose him every few seconds.
So we just wait for the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre to update their information.
Pretty much. That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm just looking back at the two late season storms that the Philippines had in 2006. Not sure if it's going to be much of a comparison, but Super Typhoon Durian, which peaked as a strong Cat 4, 155 miles an hour just before landfall in eastern Luzon on November 30th, or the end of the 29th. and then moved on to graze the northern coast of Mindoro as a Category 2, weakened to a Cat 1 over the South China Sea but re-strengthened the Cat 2, then back to tropical storm on approach to Vietnam, hugged the coast of southern Vietnam, developed into a typhoon again in the early days of December, and then finally dissipated as it was approaching the Malay Peninsula. That was certainly an interesting storm. And straight after that we had Typhoon Utor, which hit southern Samar on December the 9th as a Category 1, and then passing in between that area between Samar and Mindoro, almost the same area as this one, it developed from a Cat 1 to a Cat 3 and landfall in southern Mindoro at that intensity.
So it has happened before, I guess.
Well, that's probably the last time it happened, and that's it. It went there. It was 85 miles an hour before hitting Samar, and then went up to 115. I think this is a similar jump. 85
Jumped
to
from
115.
105 to 145.
So exactly the same, really, in terms of how far the jump was in intensity.
I know this isn't much of a help, but this is the latest image that I could get.
If we can load
this
it.
was 16 minutes ago.
We still can't see it yet. I know.
I'm just refreshing this I'm just refreshing everything that my browser has to have. Just waiting for new images to come up. If there aren't any new images, I get really depressed. Okay. Nothing new from the ATCF. At least on 97W or Bahale.
That's the latest.
Oh, this is looking very interesting, Jason.
The JTWC.
The Kimberley system.
Nothing new there. And nothing new there.
This is Force 13 Live, coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning UTC, 9 AM in the Philippines. We'll take a few minutes break and we'll be back with more coverage of this storm. Keep it right here. Force 13 Live, telling you all you need to know about the latest situation with the storm as it's about to make landfall over there in Mindoro at any time. Force 13 Live. This is Force 13 Live, the time 1:01 here in the UK, 9:01 in the Philippines, and a good morning to everyone watching. And we have a significant storm landfall on the cards right now. My name's Nathan Foy. The Skype team are also accompanying me this evening. What's the latest news?
Well, if you haven't heard this already or seen this already, Typhoon Melor has rapidly intensified in the straits here in the Philippines, right before its landfall on Mindanao, if I said that correctly. Mindoro.
Mindoro, yes.
Mindoro, thank you.
You got confused with Mindanao there, didn't you?
Yes, I very confused with Mindanao because I've said that so many times and I don't say Mindoro. But anyways, just before its landfall in Mindoro, this storm has rapidly intensified from a 105 mile per hour typhoon, which is still pretty significant, to a 145 mile per hour monster, only 5 miles per hour shy of what the JTWC would consider a super typhoon. Now, for the folks in the Philippines, this storm is packing 1 minute sustained winds of 230 kilometers per hour, which I think is criteria for stage 4 signal 4 warnings, right, Nathan?
I think that's getting into signal 5 territory, actually.
Oh my. Well, either way, an extremely dangerous typhoon, and it's only rapidly intensified in the past 6 hours. So it's been really difficult to figure out if this storm would do this, and here it is. Only 12 hours removed, either 12 or 18 hours removed from its last landfall. And here it is. It's about to make landfall on Mindoro. It's a very strong Category 4 typhoon. If you're in the path of this storm and you just see a sudden break in the clouds or in the weather, don't go outside. That's more than likely the eye of the system.
Yeah, I just wanna say that signal 5 starts at 2:20.
So in the
signal
immediate
5.
area, of the eye, this storm is producing signal 5 conditions, as defined by Pagasa. So very, very dangerous typhoon here. A very small typhoon, I should say. Gale force winds are barely extending up to Manila. That's how compact this storm is. And typhoon force winds barely extend out 30 miles from the center.
And it's barely 50 or 60 miles from Manila there, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be 100 miles from Manila, I think. 100.
Okay.
And they're apparently experiencing the outer edge of the gale force winds.
Jelmar Impas says, how much damage has Typhoon Melor caused? We won't really know that for some time yet. Unconfirmed reports from Aris here that there may be 2 people dead in Mindoro. There is no official word of any fatalities or indeed of any damages yet, except that 733,000 people have been evacuated, and a handful of roads are rendered impassable in northern Samar, but I guess you'd expect that.
Yes.
Martinez says, any chance for Melor to reach super typhoon status? Probably not.
Well, the environment is perfect, so...
Well, not
well,
really. There's land in the way.
Yeah, but it's going to move. It's going to move onto water again, or...
It's very rare to see a storm develop into a super typhoon in the South China Sea. At least in this part of the South China Sea.
Well,
don't forget the El Nino.
I was about to say there was Ramazan from 2014.
Yeah, there have been a few recently, but Ramazan and... Oh goodness, there was one this year that got to Cat 4, wasn't there?
Mujige, but that didn't get super typhoon. It ran into land before it.
And Descent in 2012 got to Cat 4. Not sure if that got a super typhoon. It might have done. Not far from China, but this one is further south than both of those storms. So I really can't see it getting the super typhoon status personally. I think it's going to be finally a weakening trend now, unless, well, I think this will be the last time we'll see it as a Category 4, at the very least.
So what winds to reach to be classified as a super typhoon?
Only 5 miles per hour more than what it's at right now. You need to be at 150 1-minute sustained winds. It's at 145.
And what's the Melor sustained wind factor at present?
145.
145. So it only has to go another 5.
Yep.
And then considering it, then in addition to Melor, we've got 97W.
I don't know
with
where
a TCFA on it.
is supposed to go. I haven't paid any attention to that.
I think I've got it 1004.
With a TCFA on it, no doubt. I checked the models earlier. Most of the models, if not all, say that it's going to be a very weak system. But it doesn't always have to be the strongest ones that cause the worst damage.
That's true.
Having said that, even so, even the HWRF has backed off even further from this storm, only for it to be a short-lived tropical storm that could affect Palau, and then be barely anything more than a wave by the time it reaches Mindanao.
I would like to say Invest 97W has actually been downgraded and winds down to 15 knots.
Yeah, an interesting one there. Yeah, a TCFA has been issued on that.
Then we could see another 2 systems behind that one.
Melor.
To me, it looks like the models say that it won't intensify because it looks like a disorganized mess through the whole run. They think it perhaps might be a bit too broad. Who knows? Not sure. There is also model runs for wind shear, which might interest you guys actually. Don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. But the HWRF model run for wind shear calls for high amounts of wind shear to engulf Melor pretty much as soon as it emerges from Mindoro, I've got to tell you. Huge amounts.
Okay.
That's what it says.
I did see a ridge approaching from the east as the storm passes over Mindoro, so there's always a possibility that the jet stream can start blowing it off.
As for 97W, it looks like wind shear is going to be tricky in the short term. However, when we get to around day 3 and day 4, there could be a window of
Weakening. Yep.
opportunity just before a potential landfall in Mindanao.
Latest imagery now up here, 0:59 UTC, so from 11 minutes ago. If you can even see it.
Yes, we can.
And I would probably say that the eye is probably no more than an hour away from landfall.
Or less, I'd say.
As I was mentioning before, if you're on... Oh my God. I give up with these Philippine islands.
Which one are we on about now?
Mindoro.
Yes.
If you're on Mindoro right now and you just got done with what might possibly be super typhoon winds in the system right now, because the ADT usually is an underestimate of how strong the storm can be. Especially with the way that they're classifying the system now. They actually have the positions well off to the north and west of the center of the eye, so they don't even have the correct positioning, so the storm could actually be even stronger than 125 knots.
Well, I can tell you the Japanese Meteorological Agency certainly aren't overawed by this storm. I think they've gone quite the other way. They say that it's only got winds of 115.
Well, the JMA also consistently has low estimates on the storms.
They do. Even when translated to 1 minute sustained winds.
Yeah. The JMA is consistently low with storms. But anyways, all I gotta say is if you see this sudden breakage, don't go out, don't go exploring, don't assess damage, because this eye is not large. It's a very small eye. Probably, I don't think, no more than 10, 15 miles across.
And how long do you think it will take for the eastern side of the eye wall, and in essence the whole of the storm really, to clear the landfall area in Mindoro there?
The whole of the storm, I'm not 100% sure of, because, again, the storm could end up stalling at some point in the next 12 to 24 hours. So the whole of the storm, uncertain, but it should take about, I would say, about 24 hours for the center of circulation to clear the island.
All right, David, you wanted to say something?
64 flights are currently cancelled, but I'm not sure how old that news is.
Well, I read out earlier, I think, was it 14 or 16 that have been cancelled today?
And
yeah.
64 flights cancelled as from at 7 o'clock.
All right. Carol says, "Hey everyone, anyone know how John is doing in Manila?" He was posting lots and lots of updates last night. I don't think Manila is in too much trouble, is it, Devon?
I'm not 100% certain. I would say that Manila's probably experiencing sustained gales from the system.
Yep.
You think rain will be a bigger problem?
I think probably the biggest threat for Metro Manila is when this storm clears Mindoro, it will probably stall out and start dumping significant amounts of rain in the Manila area. And that'll probably be the biggest concern for them.
And there's somebody in the background.
Jerome? Were you saying something then?
Not Aris, is it? No.
We can try Aris. Is Aris there right now? Maybe just listening.
Okay, nice.
Marcel, what do you think right now?
Oh my god!
You sound surprised.
I didn't, I didn't, I didn't think it that this is done well
I would like to add
because
something.
Oh,
at another point I got for.
Uh,
I wasn't thinking
yes.
so.
yes, Marcel. Jerome, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to add something.
Go, mate.
I get reports from Manila.
Yep.
Excessive rainfall. No.
Yep.
No severe wind.
Okay.
I got.
So just the rain.
Yeah.
Well, if you look carefully on that image, Devon, those latest frames, and you can see it on that still frame at the end there. But on the latest frames, it looks like there's some sort of tower of cloud there, very close to Manila.
I'm not necessarily sure where Manila is, but I know it's somewhere in this U-shaped region.
It's pretty much to the, I think it's just around the southern part of the bend there.
Okay.
As
so
of now,
somewhere
I'm
around-
speaking with a live person who is in Manila, and there's rain, but not severe. People from coastal areas like Pinamalayan, Pola, Socorro has to be aware because that's where the eye will be hit. Just make landfall there.
Jerome, is there any information where the current high tide, the tide, whether it's low, and storm surge?
There is, as of now, I have no reports yet of storm surges,
Okay.
but they might be possible later.
Right, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
I think, to be honest, David will be the first one to find out because he's all over the social media
Oh, yes.
vines, so to speak.
No more.
No
Would be
more,
nice.
please. Marcel says no more, please. So you heard it, Melor. No more intensification. You've been a very bad boy.
Oh my god.
What gender name is that even?
So how long before Joint Typhoon Warning Centre updates?
Well, that'll be another hour or so.
Another hour.
At least. Could be a little more. Lee's here. I don't know how long he's been here, but I must say hello to him. Hello, Lee.
Hello
Hello, Lee. Welcome to the chat room,
You've
mate.
not been waiting too long, have you?
there. 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes.
You've been listening quietly on the side, mate.
He's been updating, so I just wanted.
It's the first time
Keep
I
quiet.
noticed.
Yeah, I thought I'd come on it, even though I was at a party earlier in the evening.
You were at a party.
Yeah, so I just wanted to
How
join
did you
anyway.
go? How'd you go?
It went well. I got a present, Christmas present.
Hopefully no one's holding a
Yeah.
typhoon party on
So-
Mindoro right now.
Well, I hope not.
Hopefully not. That would be
The
very
dinner was
bad.
quite nice, David. It was.
It's a reference to Camille there, Devon, isn't it?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, not many people lived from that party.
Crazy.
So how many turned up at your party?
You can pretty
Lee?
much see that the
Oh, there
inner.
was a lot. There was a lot because it was a three-course dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were.
that's
You're
what
looking
it is.
forward to that. The
It was
three-course meal.
It was the whole Monday Club that turned up for it.
Looking at this satellite imagery, the inner core
It's all
of the
good.
eye was just offshore 12 minutes ago. I wouldn't be surprised if the eye has already moved upon shore at this moment of time.
Okay. In the background
If you're
there, you
able
saw-
to see this image, I have image from 12 minutes ago.
Saw briefly the background there in Boracay Island. The webcam there is very temperamental right now.
Nathan, the other stream is working.
Ah. I will go there as soon as I can.
And you can see this. The sea is kind of it's wilder than normal.
And now I got image now from 11 minutes ago, 1:09 UTC. So 9:09 in the morning in the Philippines. And the central core of the eye is just offshore.
Yeah, still offshore.
But then again, like I said, this image, it's from 12 minutes ago.
Don't
More
think
than
it would-
likely, I would say that the actual center of the eye is probably ashore at this moment.
You think so? I'm not sure.
So unsure at the moment. Looks as if it's still in the water. Yeah.
There's the webcam from Boracay Beach down there on the right hand side of your screen. The latest there showing fairly inclement conditions. And on the main image there you can see the recent satellite imagery of the storm's progression to 145 mile an hour. 200 and was it 30 kilometers per hour, category 4 storm.
Crazy.
And this is Force 13 Live. We'll be here for another 40 minutes or so before wrapping up, in which time the storm will have probably made landfall. We'll probably have some more updates during tomorrow as well.
The aftermath.
That was the aftermath, I think. Yeah.
And with the developing tropical scene here in Australia.
Do you want to touch on that, David, right now?
Oh, Devon wants to cancel his screen share. I'll bring it up.
You can go ahead. Take
All
the
right,
screen
I'll
share.
just.
If we get any breaking
okay,
news,
mate.
we'll let you know. If anyone does get breaking news about the situation with Melor, don't feel free to break in. But over to David now.
Yeah, I'll just bringing up, following on to my comments during the live broadcasts late yesterday afternoon. The Australian Weather Bureau via their Western Australia office has issued a tropical cyclone update via their 3-day outlook for the western region. This was issued at 1400 Western Standard Time, and they're 2 hours later than my location over here on the east coast. Tropical low may develop north of Christmas Island near 9 South, 105.
Are you actually showing us something there, David? We can't see anything yet.
Now, hang
No,
on.
I can't see his live stream.
No, that's all right. I haven't started the screen share. I was just.
Yes.
What I'll do. Okay.
Nathan,
Yes.
I'm going to look what happened with Lore.
What?
ADT confirms that Lore is 125 knots.
That was some time ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Who's showing this screen? Is that you, David?
That's fine. Okay, we're now looking at the Western Australia region across to Christmas Island, across to Bali. You can see the Western Australia coast. So wind shear is expected to decrease, and that's the 24-hour shear tendency. So tropical systems love the blue to the green and in part the yellow.
Maybe not. Tropical systems love the
Now,
blue
No,
only, really.
it's the blue, David.
yeah.
Yellow gets
Okay.
Yeah,
really edgy.
black and blue. Just
Yellow
black and
colour.
blue.
Black and blue. Okay, the low expected to form, or could form, near 9 South 105. This was yesterday, so it didn't happen overnight. So let's see whether it comes on the radar today. There is a small chance if it develops into a tropical, it could develop into a tropical cyclone on Thursday. If it does develop, it's expected to move slowly west-southwest before weakening below cyclone intensity on Friday. At this stage, it's unlikely to move south of 10 south into the western region while a tropical cyclone. Now, this information will be updated this afternoon, but of interest, a trough extending from waters south of Bali across the north of the Kimberley is likely to develop later in the week and over the weekend. Associated with this trough, and I say it'll be the monsoon trough, there is an increased risk of a tropical low developing early next week. So that's the
Time for Christmas.
area in green to blue. What was that, Lee?
That'd be interesting, just in time for Christmas. That'd be interesting.
Now, this is the wind shear factor. Now, we know systems don't like anything above, let's say, 25 knots. So this is the current wind shear for the western region. So the winds are 5, 10, 20. And we come across to the east coast. That's the wind shear. So the area of interest is from Bali across to East Timor and right across the top end of Australia, taking in the Gulf of Carpentaria. And as we know, the Coral Sea, the wind shear value can be phenomenal. And the Coral Sea is one area that is so unpredictable. Now what I'll do, I'll just stop the screen share for a minute.
New image has just come up out of the rapid scan. We are now at 11 minutes into the pass, 1:17 UTC. The central core of the eye is just touching land now, it seems.
Jason, would you agree with that?
Yep.
Oh, and you can see the rain on the webcam right now as well. Looking very watery there.
Okay, and I'll just bring up one final snapshot out from leading into Christmas period. And here we come. Let's see if it's going to let me load. All right. It doesn't like me sometimes. Okay, try again.
What's that?
That's the
Marcel
sound of
Holos
Marcel.
fault.
Why?
Yawning on air. Or whatever it was.
Moaning because of whatever animal he has trapped in his room now.
Oh,
Probably a parakeet at this moment.
I get annoyed when this doesn't happen. Okay, here we go. Tell me when you got it on the screen.
We have it.
Jason, that is out to the 22nd of December. So you can see
Next Tuesday.
You're off the Kimberley coast. All right. Now we'll go. Hang on, which? Now that's out to the 22nd.
Wow, look at that.
That's for the 19th. You see there the top left-hand corner. So I think, Jason, that would be East Timor region.
And making a go for Australia, right? Western Australia?
Now that's for
there's
December.
There's one at the top end, isn't it?
Yeah, Friday 25th.
Blimey, it's another Tracy.
That was Christmas Day. That was interesting.
2 systems.
Yeah, I don't think the one on the right is anything special. But looks like
Okay.
the
Looks
Cyclone
like
Tracy
low
there.
pressure systems, yeah.
On December 25th.
Oh, great. Cyclone.
That's 17th of December. So it starts to come on around the 17th. The
that's
top
just-
left hand, East Timor.
That's just 2 days
So
from
I'm
now.
going. Now these are taken from four members of the one model. Jason, feast your eyes on that.
Oh my. Jason, what's that indicating, do you know?
That's for December the 29th. Tuesday 29th.
29th. Definitely 2 storms there.
Hang on, sorry, I'll go back. Okay, so that's number 1, and that's number 2. Possibly tracking into
I have to go. Sorry.
Well, we're finished soon anyway.
So that's one snapshot. But later on today, I'm hoping that the Bureau will provide a clearer picture. But as I said, the Australian season is developing.
Okay. Let's take a look at the latest view from Boracay right now. There you can see it. There's plenty of people out there on the beach.
That's
The
what it
worst,
is. It looks like it's raining.
the worst of the storm is sort of, for Boracay at least, it's passing, and you can see the camera wobbling, almost looking like amateur video. The amount the camera's wobbling there. I don't think conditions are dangerous, at least not on
Don't
the
look
shore right
dangerous.
now. There's shallow waters in that area, I'm pretty sure. But
It could be over for them, Nathan. It could
well,
just be a bit of rain.
it's probably not going to get any worse in Boracay there, so that's what you're looking at right now.
Hello,
Hello,
This looks like a
Marcel.
wet day, wet windy day.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Na 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 na.
Indeed. Well, that's the current situation. Melor has wind speeds of 145 miles an hour. That's 230 kilometers per hour, which would be justifiable for Signal 5 warnings in 1 or 2 locations. It looks like the eye is making a beeline for a place called Pina Malayan, I think it is.
It looks stronger this time than the last time.
Or Malayan.
Yeah, Malayan area is experiencing now worst winds. I just want to also throw. I got a report. Someone in Abra de Ilog, which is northwest of Malayan, reporting excessive rains at the moment. Right now, no winds yet over that area, but expecting to increase significantly the next 2 to 4 hours from now.
Oh, you look at it though. Malayan, right on the edge of the eye right now. That's where it's going to make landfall. This image is 36 minutes old, so the storm may well be making landfall there now. It looks like the eye, or at least part of the eye, will pass directly over that location. Is it a large place, Jerome?
No, it's not a large place, but there's quite a lot of people in the coastal areas over there. So I hope they have been moved out.
Well, Malayan there I'm rather concerned about, because that seems to be in the epicenter of the eye there, where you'll be seeing winds of well over 200 kilometers per hour sustained. Don't forget that it's going to be probably over 250 to 60 plus kilometers an hour. Gusting. So that's something rather serious over there.
Well, for sure there will be severe damage in that area. That's for sure. Well, one thing might be good for people who live in the northwest. Mindoro is separated by a line of mountains. I expect some weakening once this typhoon has been made landfall and traveling over that mountain area.
Okay, Devon, is that a new image, is it?
What I have on screen share, it's the latest that I can find. 1:19 UTC. It's the latest I can find. Oh, wait, hold. New image coming up as soon as it can get on screen share. This is off the press from 8 minutes ago.
So from 1:30. Oh yes. 1:29. Literally right
So
on
what
top
I
of
can
the
definitely
coastline.
see here, what I can see here is potentially maybe a concentric eye walls thing going on here. Because I had a really large eye here, and then it seemed to have contracted down to this really small eye here.
And to what? To the south a bit?
And you really see a really strong band right here. Very strong.
Oh, that's the sound of...
Yes, we know who that is.
Or was.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Aris, I wanted to ask you earlier, you seemed to drop out. Do you still have power there, or have you lost that?
Slowly na, slowly.
Sorry?
Slowly.
Slowly?
Mahina na. Where the storm?
That means some power is recovered already in some areas.
Ah, I see.
Mahina na, mahina. Humihina na.
Yeah, slowly it's getting the power back, you said.
Alright, well that sounds like good news coming out of Romblon there to the southeast of the storm. Got perilously close, some parts of the islands to the eye. Mindoro, at least the eastern coast, and that central area there isn't going to get so lucky. Devon?
Oh yeah, it's getting hit by possibly what could have been super conditions.
Yes. We'll never know.
Well, we'll know when the official report comes out from the storm, and if they decide to upgrade it to 150 or not. I highly doubt that'll happen because this
Yeah.
literally shot up from 105 to 145 in 6 hours. I mean, that is a steep intensification rate.
Certainly is.
I said 2 peaks. It sounds like.
Yes, two.
This
Well,
peak, this
technically
being
3
stronger.
peaks. Actually.
Well, I don't know about the third one. You're going to tell us about that one, Nathan. I don't
Well,
know
there were
what to
2
be.
130-mile-an-hour peaks before the first landfall. Well,
Right.
before the first and second landfall, it went back up to 130 when it went into Sorsogon, didn't it?
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Well, this is the strongest peak, I would say.
It is, by some way.
Yeah.
This rapid intensification peak means that it intensified nearly 7 miles per hour.
Hmm.
And Patricia's rapid intensification rate had it going up at 5 miles per hour every hour. So a pretty steep 6-hour intensification rate here from Typhoon Melor.
Yeah, I don't suppose Jason's still here, but Carol's asked him a question, asking how are the fires there? I don't know if David could answer on his behalf.
I'll just bring the information up, Carol. I think Jason said they were about 13 minutes away from his home location. But luckily the wind isn't pushing the fire, so at this stage it's stable.
Yeah, she says, I was on when he was evacuating. I wasn't. So I missed that. Oh, she also says David and Jason did an excellent job last night, so...
Thanks, Carol.
David and Jason absolutely
Yes.
pat themselves on the back.
I
And
will
it gave
Hello,
Nathan
Marcel, how are
a
you?
chance to get some shut-eye.
Did you get sleep last night, Nathan?
loading.
I got actually 6 hours in the end.
6 hours, that's not bad.
Despite
Good.
broadcasting for 16 out of 22 hours that we were
And
live
Lee,
yesterday.
I was
Not
on,
bad, 6 hours sleep.
and I had 16 hours
I
here.
got up at 12 again. Yeah, Nathan. So I had...
Hank says a question that was already asked earlier. Could it become a super typhoon? I don't think so.
It came close the second into this last peak, but no.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not a super typhoon now,
Yeah.
then no.
And also says my friend Chris is in southern Luzon and his vacation home was flooded.
Oh, okay.
If
Not
you-
nice.
If you know where in southern Luzon, we'd love to know.
Any casualties, Nathan?
Right down to the last
Good.
decimal of a second in latitude and longitude, please.
That put me off whatever Lee asked me. What did you say, Lee?
I was saying, is there any casualties? Is it all
No,
good?
there were no
Is it all
fatalities
safe?
confirmed yet. However, Aris spoke about potentially 2 in Mindoro already. That's not confirmed at this point.
Okay, we've got breaking news from the USA.
Oh boy.
There's a bomb threat to San
Bernardino?
Bernardino Valley College campus and
Lovely.
evacuations.
You
Could
just
we
know-
have
you just
less
know something-
terrorism in the United States, please? That's my wish for Christmas.
You just know
For
something
God's
like
sake.
that's coming when David says breaking news in the USA.
Oh my
Well,
god.
breaking news in the USA, it's either a mass shooting or it's a mass shooting.
Yes,
it's a bomb
unfortunately, it never ends. But that was posted by.
Okay, nice and then
four
just
hour-
you say continue, David.
For our viewers, I follow over 1,400 Twitter accounts. So
That's quite a lot to keep your
That is
eyes
a lot,
posted on
yes.
there, David. How do you keep up?
And okay, nice and fantastic.
and that's
You say
including
what
some
period?
media contacts on the local scene. I've lost it. Oh well, it was one of the news sites.
Okay, not nice.
Breaking news feed, wherever they're located. But oh no, heck, 'cause some of the information I get before the local media starts running with it.
Hmm.
Bomb threat.
Okay, nice. I think that the 12.
Don't nice, actually.
No.
Okay,
Uh,
nice.
Still no new imagery coming up out of Himawari.
Hamawawi.
Himawawi!
All right. We're about to end the broadcast here, actually, unless someone else has anything to say before we finish.
I'm very angry that we're ending the broadcast.
I thought you would ended at 2, but it's got
Yeah.
to 2.
Same here.
Well,
Nathan can have an early night.
If we could go
I'm-
1 more hour, that would be nice.
well, we'll go until we get landfall confirmed. How about that?
Wait a wee bit
What is that?
longer
Just
there.
adding to
That
that,
won't
Nathan.
take too much longer. That sounds good.
No,
How long before the JTWC update?
that's going to be in around in between, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour. If that.
I've been refreshing. Man.
Oh, you're a bit too
Every
early.
5 minutes,
Nathan, I
I've
think you
been
should hold on
refreshing.
until the eye goes on to this place here.
I think, well, even if we have a bit of a break and then come back, well, it all depends what's on the agenda, but I like to stay just to see what the JTWC's and whether they're supporting the intensification.
Yeah, they'll support since the JTWC is based off of the ATCF, they'll basically repeat what the ATCF says.
And a possible, and it's tracking, track for Melor.
Right.
So,
we got new image out. 1:39 UTC, 9 minutes ago.
Okay.
Still a no on the landfall, Nathan.
Still a no.
Probably another 15 to 20 minutes away from this image. So that would be maybe another 5 to 10 minutes away from right now. So I would probably say 9 o'clock on the dot will be the actual landfall.
That's interesting. That would be 10
Well,
a.m.
it's actually 10
local
years.
time in the Philippines, but you mean 9 p.m. Eastern, don't you?
Yeah.
so what's the current weather scene over in Lee's location?
Yeah, it was 5 Celsius this evening. It's really dry at the moment.
Bloody dreadful.
But it's going to turn it really mild in the UK by the end of the week. 17 Celsius possibly in the south of the UK. For that time.
I'd be surprised to see it that high.
Well, it's going to happen,
14
Nathan,
now.
because the air's coming up for the northern part of Africa.
14 now this week.
Yeah, you'll get 14, yes, and it'll be 12 up here, our highest. But it will turn colder again for Christmas, so should be
Still,
cold
I
with
want
winter
it
showers.
warmer. I hate
It should be
winters
cold
here.
with winter showers on Christmas Day.
Oh,
What
I
temperature?
hate winters
What
here.
temperature do you prefer?
Brisbane in winter.
You prefer
Oh,
mid-teens?
yes.
You prefer mid-teens then?
Yes, Yes.
I don't know.
Or even
So,
Melbourne weather would do you good. You get 4 seasons.
do you like mild weather, Nathan?
I like temperatures in the 70s.
Well, that's not the 70s then. Mid-teens. That means 20 then. That means you like 20 or above.
21 to 26 and a half.
Yeah, I think you'll be waiting a wee bit longer before that happens, Nathan.
I don't want it
I
27.
am very.
I would
am
love to
very
give you that right
sensitive
now,
to-
but you'll be waiting a wee while.
Devon.
I am very sensitive to heat, so I don't like temperatures getting much above 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
David,
Well,
you're
that's
like me
fair
then.
enough.
You're like me.
What's 80 in Celsius?
Meh,
Oh,
26.
Yeah.
And
You're
a
like
half.
me, David.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
good with heat either.
that's in the 20s. So, Devon, I would support that, mate.
And David, what's
But
your high today?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, go on.
Just bring it up. So,
And your
well,
current temperature?
I've got a nice breeze coming in through the door. I haven't got a jumper on.
Oh, really? You usually have a
No,
jumper on when it's 26 degrees outside.
Well,
Celsius.
hey guys, I went and got my hair cut. That's why I was late putting an appearance in.
Well,
But Craig,
it was a silly thing to do, don't you think, David? It won't grow back, you know.
well,
Oh,
I had full. Actually,
Nathan, come on.
It will grow back.
it is thinning out on top, but
That was
It had
just
to-
downright mean, Nathan.
Oh, come off it.
hey guys, one day I'll show you my baby photo, and you'll say, "Oh my!" Anyway, there were
Well,
3.
wouldn't it be black and white?
No, I've got brown hair, mate. But it's a little bit grey now.
You didn't mean your hair.
I'm talking about
But-
your baby photo.
I had curly hair, would you believe?
He still doesn't get it, Devon.
No.
I'm also interested in why there are so many people standing on the beach right now. Just
It's
standing
windy.
there looking.
Colin,
Well,
There's a
there
guy with a
isn't.
thingy there.
Well, the only thing that you have to really worry about on the beach is sandburn. There's typically not too much flying debris on the beach. As long as there isn't significant storm surge, you really don't have to worry about too much.
Devon, talking about a storm,
And you
we
can
had
see-
a flying trampoline
Canberra's moving a bit.
couple
so
of
must
weeks
be
ago.
windy.
Yeah, you can see their clothes flapping about a bit. But it doesn't look too windy there.
Okay, a nice 26 Celsius.
That's what it is there, is it?
Easterly direction winds, 7 knots, gusting 8. Central pressure 1015, and humidity is 54.
Percent.
Yes. So 26.6, and at 3:30 a.m. this morning, it got down to 20.7.
My goodness.
Yeah, God knows temperatures will soon next.
And there is I think 80% chance of storm activity this afternoon, which I haven't checked as yet. Okay. Now, what I didn't bring up was the the Weather Bureau rainfall. I'll just bring that up. You're still screen sharing, Devon?
Yes, I am. I
Right.
am screen
It's
sharing.
okay,
the
mate. I'm
imagery.
just going to search for the link.
I am searching for the latest possible imagery on Typhoon Melor. Hey, Nathan, are you
Yes.
there? Do you know if we have any? Do you know if we have any radar?
We do, but it's delayed by 8 hours for an obscure reason.
Oh.
Do you have weather underground, Devon?
No.
You haven't got weather underground. Okay.
Well, let's get a
For
good,
some
very
reason,
good
I don't have
radar.
the internet to connect to their server here, so
All right. Acuteweather.com.
they're basically the same. I can't get onto
All right.
their big
Okay.
weather maps. No, I just want the actual radar from the Philippines so I can get the most up to minute status of where the
Can
storm
have another
is.
look.
Now, while you do that, I'm searching. Right.
I don't know whether Jerome might know.
As of now, there's no updates available on the website, right?
Any radar imagery?
No. No, Project No is the only one as for now.
Yes. And that's got a delay on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
It's no use.
So what's the latest time that you've got on your image, Devon?
1:39.
1:39.
Just refreshing now. Oh, I got 1:42 now.
1:42.
I'll get that up. Next time I refresh, I'm hoping to get the 49 imagery, and B, hopefully it'll be confirmed landfall. Because it looks like that it's basically almost over the island now.
I just saw the 139 for myself. and
Center's
even that
still
looked like
offshore.
It was about 40% overland.
Yeah, it's still slightly offshore. Give it another 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll hopefully have the 49 imagery up and confirm the landfall.
If you've got any questions for us whilst we're on the air, do let us know, and we'll reply. And we'll try and keep you up to date on this storm. I just want to say that the latest satellite estimates remain the same.
That's unsurprising.
Nathan, have you got my screen share up?
Yes, it's there.
Okay, for our viewers, you're currently looking at the Australian rainfall outlook for today. You can see the areas, the northern tip of the Northern Territory, which Darwin is within that green area. Now what I'll do is I'll zoom in.
My apologies.
The Weather Bureau updates their daily look every 12 hours. Okay, you can note the brown. The brown is about 5 to 10 millimeters. But what I find interesting is the dark green, blue to the pink. So the area to the southeast of Darwin.
Yeah.
That's for today.
So heavy
Now,
rain in that area.
Yes. Now,
David, if we could come on to tomorrow in just a few moments' time, if I may.
all right.
We'll continue your Australian summary, but heavy rain today in the top end, basically, isn't it?
Yes.
Along the Gulf of Carpentaria coasts in some regions. Alright, we're back shortly. You're watching Force 13 Live. This is Force 13 Live. My name's Nathan Foy. Our coverage continues as we pass 10 a.m. in the Philippines. 2:04 a.m. is the time here in the UK and on the Universal Clock. I'm joined this evening by the Skype team and the impending landfall from Typhoon Melor. Devon, it looks really, really close now to me. Almost to the point where you can call it.
It probably has made landfall. This image is from 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I would suggest that it has.
It's 10:04 a.m. here, in the Philippines as well. So I think that's the time it's made landfall right now, this very moment. Yeah. It's definitely overland.
Well, there we are. Case closed. Of course, we're expecting landfall there. David, maybe you might want to tweet about that. With that latest satellite image.
Yeah, it looks like it's made landfall. That's 10:05 Philippine time.
Midori. That's Midoro.
So this is a landfall in eastern Mindoro, very close to, I'd say pretty much on top of the town of Pinamalaya.
Yeah, it really looks like it.
And this is number 4 or number 5 landing?
I believe it's number 4.
Number 4?
4 landfall.
Right.
David, could you repeat that island name? I just want to make sure you're talking about the actual island, not the alcoholic beverage with the same name.
Mindoro.
Oh, is there one spelt that way? I said Mindoro.
Mindoro.
Yeah, Mindoro. not Mindori, like green drink.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to have a chat about that
Does that
one.
come from Mindoro? Who knows?
Okay.
Interesting comment, Jason. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
145-mile-an-hour landfall.
That should start to decrease.
And as we
So,
arrange for
Typhoon
the...
Melor has likely made landfall with 1-minute sustained winds of 230 kilometers per hour, which I think would qualify it for the second strongest landfalling typhoon this year.
I was just thinking about that record. I'm struggling to think right now. Which one does it fall behind?
They would fall behind Typhoon Newell at 160.
Oh yes, the one that I don't count.
Because, well,
No, but
Dushan
Newell was so
was
close. Newell was so close. It may
hold
as well
on.
have
How
been a
strong was
landfall.
how strong was Kopu at landfall?
It hit. I don't. Did it make land? It did make landfall in the Philippines, didn't it? It was only a weak, well, low-end Cat 4. It wouldn't have been as strong as this, but it strengthened properly when it approached the Japanese islands. And it could have been a strong landfall. I can't remember. I really can't. I don't think it was as strong as this, however.
I think you're thinking of Goni.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
am.
about Kopu, the one after Goni.
Yeah, Kopu.
what was the time? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, that's the one that blew up before landfall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Stephen Shaw says, how did the storm manage to gain so much without the forecasters seeing it? I was going to bed thinking it was going to be a Cat 1.
Nope.
There was always the possibility of this happening, though a storm intensifying to this degree over that area. What's it called? The Siberian Sea, is it?
Yes.
That hasn't happened for 9 years. So,
Gee, we're going back that far. And what system
from what I
was
saw,
that?
at least intensification of this magnitude over that area, and that was Typhoon, I think it was Utor.
And
The one that
Stephen-
came just after Dorian.
And Stephen, from discussion behind the scenes prior to coming on live, perfect environment, mate. Until it gets over to the South China Sea, but Wednesday it's going to be a very interesting time to see when it starts that southwest curve, or south-southwest. And Hank says it seems like every storm this year has surpassed the original intensity forecast.
Pretty much. From what I'm seeing here, Kapu was 150 at landfall, though I'm skeptical of that. But okay, so this would be the third strongest typhoon landfall then.
Martinez, the one site, I think it's one of the Noah sites, they're showing, in addition to 97W, there could be another 2 tropical signals out there in the western Pacific.
That noise was my computer.
Oh.
I dropped it.
How did you drop it?
Very carefully.
You know, I've had coffee spilt by my granddaughter over the keyboard when she was about 3.
No, I just dropped it from my bed. Luckily, my bed might be a foot up off the ground, so.
I see.
Is it a laptop?
Landed on my car case, so. Okay, Nathan, you be the judge of this one.
What am I judging?
What do you think you're judging?
The signal was poor there. I struggling to see through the pixels there.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna get up my own version of that image and try and do my own interpretation here.
I know you like it to be the centre of the eye. Crosses the...
I just think it should be.
That's what you're saying, yes.
Oh, you know, you could... It depends what definitions you use. You could call it a landfall if one cloud associated with the typhoon moved over land.
Yeah, you could.
Randomos, I found that very, very interesting, reading the explosion to Category 5. And Martinez to say, saying, gee, start a petition on getting Cat 6.
I
disagree with that on multiple levels, but...
I think it's definitely a landfall right now.
Okay, so 159 UTC, we're going to call it a landfall?
Well, I thought we already did about 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, but just for the actual time of landfall, 159 UTC?
No, I think it's going to be a few minutes later than that. I would personally say 2:04.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Jason, why I feel so awkward saying 2:05?
I won't have 2:04. You either need a pick
10:05. 10:05 Philippine time. It's now 10:13 now.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pick. You're gonna have to pick 10:02 or 10:05.
Oh, pick it random.
Just say 05.
Pick it random.
Just round it
Joint
up.
Typhoon Warning Centre has updated Melor. It's now 107 nautical miles south-southeast of Manila. Repeating, 107 nautical miles south-southeast of Manila has tracked westward at 7 knots. So it's decreased from 8 to 7, and wave height is 18 feet. Oh boy, can somebody bring up the chart?
Looks like that's you, Devon.
Also, Tropical Storm Risk has updated their information.
Wind gusts 150. And expected,
150 knots.
Yeah, and expected to deepen further to 160.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, further deepening is expected.
Yes.
And that's today.
How's that possible over the...
Oh my God.
Because it's over the sea.
JTWC has put out its new update.
That is really, really interesting.
What's over the sea?
How can they say
Well,
that?
it's sucking in more moisture.
How's that
Don't
possible?
forget,
It's just land.
Sea surface temperature is above 29.
Let's just think about Devon's argument that he said earlier on about if the ice over land, the pressure wants to go up. Devon, explain JTWC's thinking, dude. Oh, Devon's malfunctioned.
La 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 la.
I think Devon's
Okay.
having trouble getting the words. How's he going to describe it?
What I think what will happen is, like I said, Mindoro is a mountainous area. It first will weaken probably, maybe back to the category 2 or 3. But
No,
yeah,
they're not saying even that actually.
It will
they're
still remain
saying that
strength
as
over
soon
mountains.
as it hits, they're literally saying that it will not lose any intensity over the mountainous regions of Mindoro, which would weaken it significantly.
Because the centre is slightly to the south.
What is the direction? What is the really direction? Northwest, northwest, or west?
West.
West northwest and
west northwest.
I actually haven't updated this.
Because I know the area, and especially at the middle of the island, there's some seriously high mountains over that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd think that would rip the storm apart. Why does the JTWC say 130?
Maybe the JTWC think it's going to parallel the coast all the way round, conveniently.
Har 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 har.
But I'm pretty sure it will weaken for sure because it's a mountain.
Well, how could it not?
Now, the one thing I do have to say at this point is that the JTWC is now expecting the storm to travel way out past Manila before stalling out and then traveling out to the south and west, which is good news for the Metro Manila area.
Could someone please show the graphic? I don't know if Jason could show it on the streaming page actually, so we can get the best.
Hang on, I'll post the link.
The best resolution possible there, Jason.
Yep.
So that everyone can see.
Jason, here's the link, mate.
I think he's familiar with the link.
I believe you. He's not.
Now when did that? I didn't it. No, try it again. Okay, Jason, you should have it, mate.
Yeah, let's just have a really bad problem.
And Nathan, that comment, I'll get back to you, Nathan.
Which comment?
That comment about the drink, yes, remember?
What was it? 18.
Yeah, I'm having problems with the internet, so I can't.
Alright.
I'll go and do it.
No, hang on, can I screen share it?
I think it's better if I actually showed it.
Here we go.
Oh, Jason's getting there.
It's just waiting for it to save now.
Ah, here we are.
Oh, yes.
There's the latest JTWC track map. Who wants to explain it?
Well, it looks like it's going to continue on a west-northwest track, then change to a, southwest, but edging further out into the South China Sea.
Can't see it doing what it's forecasted to do.
Don't think so, Nathan. I think it'll change direction.
I might bring up another
I disagree.
model.
I disagree with the intensities.
Oh, right.
I can't see it intensifying.
They haven't.
No, you're actually right, Nathan. I believe, yeah, we could.
Devon, the only thing I can think of is that the JTWC, don't forget, this is as of 2 hours ago, this position. I can only think that the JTWC think this storm is even stronger than 130 knots right now, and think it's going to weaken to 130 after landfall.
Well, well,
that's the only plausible
I said that there is a possibility of that.
That must be the only plausible explanation for that track there.
It has to be 130 now.
potentially maybe even 140.
I don't know about that. Hey, which storm looks better? Typhoon Melor or Cyclone Pam?
Pam, hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. That's not even. Why are you trying to compare a sub 900 millibar category 5
Because I knew you'd
with
complain.
a horrible looking category 4?
Anyway, that's the
Gracious me.
JTWC track map. I don't know if Jason wants to put up the floaters again, maybe? We've not seen those in some time.
Nathan, I
think we'll keep it on the floaters as well.
I
whilst we
have
have
the
other screens.
209 image up, and it still looks offshore.
Oh, goodness.
At least the center of it, anyways.
The Joint Typhoon Warning Centre hasn't updated their technical information, the prognostic reasoning. They haven't updated it. It's still advisory 14.
Yeah,
And
they always do that late.
yes. But
They
the
have
low
to
level.
mention why and whether it has that more intensity or not.
The question is, why are they saying 130 knots at that location? I have no idea. Oh, what?
What?
No.
Would they be getting observations from anywhere?
Only their satellites, I assume.
Yeah, for that one, they're talking nonsense. I think it'll just begin from here onwards.
Gee, I don't know.
No, I think they are definitely. I think they're talking out their bums. I think it'll weaken now.
Well, mate,
It'll
I've been following
definitely
them for a few years now. I find they're pretty good.
Yeah, I still think it'll weaken now.
Well, they've got to be good because of the US fleet.
Yeah, I believe they're good, but I think they're wrong here, David.
But they're probably.
They are good, but I do believe they're wrong this time.
Well, the JTWC model's in agreement with a few of the others. There's one outline as saying it's going to do it's going to track north-northwest, then do a north-northeast track back over. But that's only one outliner, but the consensus is it's going to track down to about 5 degrees north, 110 east.
Well, I have to say, since this storm blew up, all model runs are off the table now. Because the storm's a lot stronger than all of the model's initial conditions.
SSEC still has it at 145 miles an hour. That hasn't changed for over an hour and a half.
The GFDN on its track intensity, they had it category 4. We know it reached that. And the others were only a cat 3. So the GFDN, hang on.
David, you're not talking to us over there. You hear him talking in the background. He's very, very quiet, David. We can't hear you.
Oh.
All walked away from the.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to open the front door. I was saying the GFTN, it was the only one that had a Cat 4. I'm looking at the RALUCAR side.
Marcel, what do you think of the JTWC's forecast? Marcel, hello? Yes. Okay, let's move on. Jerome, what do you think about that latest forecast?
Well, I'm surprised at the strength, and that JTWC is saying that the typhoon maintains strength over this mountains area. It's hard to believe this.
Very tricky
It
for it to
won't.
hold
Actually,
on.
I mean, I expect some weakening soon, because there are some mountains there.
But very tricky if it holds on over the
Nathan?
mountains.
I have a friend, a person in Abra de Ilog, which is northwest of the island, and
Could I ask you, Robert, these
it's on the
mountains quite
path.
high?
It's on the path. Yeah, I'm thinking is that the winds will be not as destructive, hopefully, because it's behind a line of mountains there, probably catching up the strongest wind.
Yeah, isn't it funny that Marcel tries to interrupt people when we're talking, and when we're not talking and ask him to talk, he says nothing. Hi, Marcel.
Oh my god. No more, please.
No more, please. What do you think about the JTWC's latest track forecast?
What happened?
Take a look.
Worries. I will go to GT office.
Yes, do have a look. And tell us if you think they're talking a load of baloney.
I think they are full of.
I think they're talking.
I think they're full of bologna, macaroni, salami, and ham.
They're talking
Okay,
semolina.
No more,
They're talking
please.
semolina.
So if
Stop
anyone
it.
on the Force 13 team was ever thinking about getting a job at the JTWC, they're never going to get one now.
Called Sanitas.
Stephen Shaw asks, how many people live on Mindoro?
Mindoro.
Over
Hello,
9,000.
hello, I wanna Mindoro. I wanna protect Mindoro.
In Mindoro, there is 1.2 million.
That's a
Yo,
Nathan?
that's a lot of
in the
people.
world, is it?
Nathan,
Yes.
what the hell is this?
It's a live event, Marcel. You're live.
What the hell is this
It-
truck?
That's your response to JTWC track forecast. What do you think?
Oh my god.
Oh my good.
He
I'm quite
thinks
surprised
that-
that's how many people are on that island. It's not the biggest.
Okay, here you go, Nathan.
What? Oh, landfall.
I'll go. Hopefully, I think so.
Diocarcass television.
What?
Nothing.
I'll even go in between those images. Yeah, it'll be that one right there. If you can jump to the 217 imagery, Nathan, I think that's your official landfall image.
This is the one you're showing now?
Yes, just put it up.
We'll try and make the image as large as possible so everyone can see it. There it is. Looks like landfall, and don't know if that eye's becoming ragged already.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
I would say it looks like it's weakening now, actually.
Don't know if Jason could put up some infrared imagery in the background on that floater there.
I want a Mindoro.
Okay, Marcel, please halt.
I don't
No.
know
You're gonna
the
get a
live
strike.
broadcast,
No.
Marcel.
Of course, we'll have information from the from Pegasa, hopefully in the next hour, about what
Also
they're
from the
saying with the
Joint
warnings.
Typhoon
They
Warning
must.
Centre.
They can't keep Mindoro at signal 3 with what's going on here. They have to raise it to at least signal 4.
They should have signal number 4 hosting over that area.
But if they use the JTWC, at least, and well, Pegasa and JMA are very conservative when it comes to these things, so I don't think they will. But if it was the JTWC doing the warnings, it would be signal 5 right now.
No doubt.
The JTWC must be getting some information from their bases.
It's a rather baffling forecast.
Yes, and I haven't updated the other information.
Quite strange.
That is a strange forecast, this.
It's definitely maintained its eye feature. And I'm just looking at the RAM.
They also, I mean, whilst we wait for the prognostic reasoning, what we can deduce from the wind radii forecast is that the wind field is expected to expand, including the typhoon wind field, Devon.
Yes.
Will you expand
Which
in,
is to be expected when it's moving over land.
Yes.
It's going to create a bigger wind field, is it?
But it's still, even so, the typhoon wind should still not affect the Metro Manila area, at least not sustained.
No, 107 miles, nautical miles south-southeast of Manila.
I can see that the closest approach will be 87 nautical miles,
Yeah,
according
and
to this forecast.
tropical storm force winds extend out 135 nautical miles to the northeast and 110 nautical miles to the northwest, so it's going to be borderline tropical storm force winds in Manila right now, I would imagine. No more than 45-50 miles an hour, I expect.
The
As far as the typhoon force winds only extending out at 12 hours, they don't even have the wind radii because it's over land. And at 24 hours, they're having 35 nautical miles, and that's not close enough to affect. That's not close to affect Manila.
The last 10 frames on the RAM satellite imagery, one of them, the last 10 frames shows that it confirms that it has intensified. That's the 4K. The 4K. Yeah, the enhanced infrared imagery loop 4 kilometer Mercator. The last 10 frames of that one is clearly indicating that it has deepened.
Oh.
And possibly a bit of an eye, but there's just no information on.
What was that O about there?
Nothing relevant to the stream. Well, I guess I don't have anything else to offer, so I'm gonna have to get going in that regard.
Okay.
unless there's anything else you'd like me to do or try to get. There's really nothing else that I really have to say.
It's going to zoom in
Other
on the
than,
live feed from Boracay right now. It's very, very dark near there. The beach itself is not particularly dark, but look at the clouds or the rain falling in the
Oh,
background
look
there.
at that out the seas there. Oh, that's not looking very good.
And anyways,
Yes,
I'm just
it's
hoping
not
that
looking.
everyone on Minandor Island?
Mindoro.
Mentor, oh my god. It's gonna take me centuries to get this island correct.
Mindoro.
And then another century. Stop confusing it
we
with
had-
Mindoro, with
What's
Mindanao.
that
Mindanao.
wine? That drink, the green drink.
All that I think about though,
Swedish
No,
fish
Mindoro and
and
Mindanao, they
council.
both have the same 4 letters.
Swedish fish. Yeah, we get
It's
fish from
annoying.
overseas here.
yes, it's annoying.
It's
Swedish fish.
like me confusing Barbados and Barbuda.
Yes. Which
Because
you
I've
did
done
once.
that too.
You did that once.
More than one.
You did it during the Super Cyclone Challenge once.
I must have.
I'm not sure if that is one that went to air or not. This is Force 13 Live, coming up to 25 to 3 UTC, 25 to 11 in the Philippines. And you can see what's going on there. It appears that oh, it's starting to rain there now. Everyone's clearing the beach. Looks like that rainfall is moving ashore.
And what island is this beach on?
This is on Boracay, which is trying to put it into some perspective here. If obviously I've got a reference with the storm's relation to Manila. Boracay is in the other direction and is around maybe 80-90 miles, no, about 80 miles from the eye, but it was a little less than that a few hours ago.
Okay.
And now it's really pouring there.
Your RAM has said in the 12 hours to 130 intensity.
Really wet.
Now, where did I see that cloud mass? Oh, I saw on that one.
If you've got any questions for us, let us know. You can send us a message on Facebook or Twitter. Search Force 13 all in text. If you think the work we do is good, then please let others know. We appreciate it.
And we're looking for support staff too.
A little bit.
I think the people are boiling actually.
The people on the beach.
Aye, they're not even boiling, it's pouring on them, but they're not boiling.
I can't.
This is Boracay, around 80 miles from the eye right now. It is sort of behind the storm, so to speak, so conditions aren't going to get any worse here.
Mindanao.
I don't know if anyone else wants to talk about something right now, but I'll leave the mic open.
Mic open. Wow, 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 water.
Ah, yes. Well, water.
One model is showing the track right down to 5 north, 110 degrees east.
Oh my. Well, there's the
Yes,
camera really
yes,
wobbling
yeah.
now.
Just done one of the rain bands in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming in fast now.
We'll keep
That
rolling.
area
We'll keep
could
rolling
get
with
some
this
very,
imagery.
very interesting rainfall. And it'll probably be heavy too.
That looks heavy, yeah, but the people aren't bothering.
Okay.
It could last all day.
I know
It wouldn't
Nathan
bother me.
can't hear me, so I'm going to post this to the live room. It's been reported 97 millimetres of rain in 3 hours. Ouch.
That is a lot of rain.
Ouch.
That's Romblon.
It's a lot of rain doing.
97 in 3 hours. Well, we had 71 millimetres in half an hour.
It depends on how heavy the rain is.
And Kuala Lumpur had half its month's rainfall in a 24-hour period of 100 millimetres
Jesus, that
thick
is,
early yesterday.
my goodness, that's a whole lot of rain. That's killing rain, that's rain that could take life, that's all. Question about it.
And I had 16 hours here in the live room yesterday.
Yeah, that's pretty good going, isn't it?
No, the record for me, and 4 hours by myself.
Yeah. That's not a record, unfortunately. I think they went 51 hours before. But Nathan certainly did a lot of hours yesterday, did below them.
Nathan, you back?
We did, but not continuously, the 51
No,
hours.
but he still had it on for 51 hours. But
Yes.
Yeah, but
that's what I mean. That's
Yeah, there
basically
certainly
what I
wasn't constant presenting. Now, yesterday was the longest spell in which we did constant presenting.
Yeah, maybe
when
you
we
did,
did it pretty much from 1:30 p.m. on Sunday until 12 noon on
12 noon today,
on Monday.
or earlier today.
So nearly 24 hours, 22 and a half hours.
That's
And what's the
good
latest total view?
what was the views then?
It's up over 3,000. What's the 3,000?
Yes.
Nathan, while I've got you here, from your position, looking at the last 5 hours, what was the average per hour?
Pardon?
The last 5 hours of the live stream. What was the
We've not been running for 5 hours.
No, yesterday.
On yesterday's stream.
Yeah. For the per hour for the last 5 hours, what was the average?
I'd say it'd be somewhere around 18 to 20, though I'm not completely sure.
That's one baby.
Just a bit. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean 18 to 20. I meant for the last 5 hours, it started around 170 per hour, then went down to 60 towards the end.
Oh, that's not bad.
Does anyone know what's the current movement? I mean, the movement of the typhoon, the speed.
Middle, west northwest, I think, Jerome. I'll just hang on, I'm just waiting for the JTWC to update, but part of the information. But it's located 107 nautical miles southeast of Manila. Has tracked westward at 7 knots, so it has dropped. It's
Slow
7
down a
knots.
little.
Yep. But
Okay.
my wave height is now 18 feet. So it's
Okay.
dropped 20 feet.
All right.
But the concern is the intensity.
Yeah, for sure. And there, yeah, no suction there.
Seven. Gus
Yeah,
140.
looks like there might be some strong winds occurring on the webcam there, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe just for a time, maybe.
Oh yes, if you look at that area, the green, yeah, it looks like from the east.
The people don't seem concerned now.
No, they're not, Nathan. That's what I was saying. It's the last thing. It's breezy. But they're not moving.
I was just about to say hi to Aris, but he had gone again. If I managed to say that. Oh, he's back. Aris, hello.
Hello, hello. It's okay. Okay na here.
Yes, it's okay.
It's
sir.
very yes. Thanks God. It's already
It's Mindoro now, which is in the storm. How are things looking in Romblon? Damages? Not much?
and no power. And
No.
then it's been
No power.
many trees. Yeah. But
Still,
yes, many trees are destroyed.
many trees, did you say?
Yes.
Ah,
And in the news, many wait lang.
Where's the guys? Look at the Boracay is shaking right now with a lot of wind.
yes. Quite squally conditions occurring there, at the very least.
I hope the people are actually aware down there that it's actually the typhoon that's affecting them.
They probably are.
I hope they are, Nathan. I hope they've at least know that.
This is Force 13 Live. If you've got any questions for us, let us know. We should be expecting an update from the from Pegasa soon at 11 o'clock. We're fast approaching that time now. Guys, anything else you'd like to discuss before we finish up this hour?
Not at this point.
Lee?
At this point, no.
Alright.
I'm enjoying the webcam at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Alright, well, we'll be back in just over 10 minutes with more news from Typhoon Melor, continuing coverage as it makes landfall in Mindoro. We'll be back soon, don't go away.
Send me a photo.
You're watching Force 13 Live.
We have breaking news. Typhoon Melor, the Channel News Asia is reporting 3 people killed and millions are currently without power in central Philippines. Unfortunately, it's being reported that 3 have lost their lives, and Typhoon Melor is currently carved through the central Philippines on Tuesday, bringing heavy rain, strong winds that have left millions without power, and at least 3 people dead so far. 1 person died of hypothermia, while 2 others unfortunately drowned in floods in the poor fishing town of Cataman in northern Samar province in the Visayas region south of Manila. Municipal disaster officer Jonathan Bando, BALDO, told local radio TZMM radio. The storm toppled trees, cut electricity to at least 7 provinces. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council said. Christmas lanterns, lights, tin roofs, branches litter the streets of the city of Legazpi, Legazpi, which was battered by strong winds. That information is currently on the Weather Channel, the channelnewsasia.com website. And wind gusts have weakened somewhat by Tuesday morning, but still recorded at 170 kilometres an hour or 106 miles per hour from 185 on a Monday. The storm is expected to weaken further as it heads towards Mindoro Island and out into the South China Seas. That was posted at 5 to 11 local time today.
Alright, and if you look on the imagery right now, you can see the people have come out in their droves again by the looks of things, with more heavy rain in the background. Deja vu, unless the thing's on loop, which I don't expect that it is.
Yeah, and the sun's out.
Pardon?
The sun's out. If you look at the webcam. Look onto the sand, you can see the sun's coming out again.
And Nathan, it's being reported that the Philippines is hit by an average of 20 typhoons a year, and the last deadliest storm to hit the country this year was Kopu, which killed 54. Then we go back to 2013 November. The strongest typhoons on record was
Sorry?
Haiyan.
Oh, yes. I wasn't listening then.
7,350 people lost their life.
That's right.
So 54 earlier this year was KP killing 54, and then we go back to 2013. So that's the latest. I've got no information on the aviation scene.
Okay. As soon as any information comes in from Pegasa, we'll let you know.
Okay, Joint Typhoon Warning Centre has just updated their technical information.
They have.
Okay, typhoon located 107 nautical miles south-southeast of Manila, track westward at 7 knots. They have confirmed the typhoon is undergoing rapid intensification as the central core has expanded, and now a 14 nautical mile diameter eye has appeared. Solid convective core extending 45 to 50 nautical miles from the centre. The initial position is based on the MSII with high confidence. The initial intensity at 15 Zulu synoptic time is assessed at 125 knots based on the PGTWT 6.5 Dorvac estimate. Subsequent analysis indicates the cyclone further intensified. However, the latest image shows signs that this phase may have stalled or ended. The 28 is under the steering influence of a deep layer subtropical ridge to the north. The forecast intensities were increased.
Yeah, I've just read that part. I still don't understand it.
No, I did, yeah, so I think it'd be a weekend now.
They haven't really explained themselves in that part of the prognostic reasoning.
So what they've said is there's a 14 nautical mile eye, but that is now they're saying the intensification may have stalled or ended.
It should be a weekend now, surely.
Well, landfall, hello, yes, intensification is likely to stall or end when it's making a landfall.
Yeah, so very interesting. That's...
I think from here onwards it'll start to weaken properly.
And 28 is forecast to reach a peak of 130 knots within the next 12 hours.
Okay.
So that's the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre. Very interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now we're looking at Boracay. Showing heavy weather in the area. Oh, it's just stalled there. Oh, it's running again. And I don't know if anyone else has got something to say right now, but I don't really.
Oh, I haven't got anything. So that's the latest. No information from Pegasa.
Not just yet, no.
Expect we'll be releasing in maybe 30 to 50 minutes from now, I think.
And we hope it'd be sooner rather than later.
If I take that back, the sun wasn't out much actually.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
No, it's just the way it looked when the webcam was a wee bit away. something
What
flying.
also
It
will be
was,
feared is a lot of people in the mountains, we call them Mangyans, who live in these mountains areas in Mindoro, will probably, unfortunately, being really affected about the storm with expecting landslides and from mountains areas there, and then also destructible winds, unfortunately. But they're very kind people. They live in these mountains areas, and I've been visiting a couple of times to them, and they're kind people.
You know, when the telecommunication carrier that I'm with for the telephone and the internet, Jerome, they have a call center over in India and the Philippines, and I always enjoy the conversations that I have with the staff in the center over there in the Philippines.
Yeah. Have you been in the Philippines?
No, I haven't been
No?
outside Australia, but as you said, they're very kind, and some of
Yeah,
them
they
are
are.
very nice to talk to.
They are. It was a very adventurous trip, I remember, though, because it's hard to reach them because it's really remote areas there. I had a motorbike where I had to go deep rivers. I almost stalled there because I couldn't. It is a very rocky road because there are no like developed roads over there, especially not in that area. And it's like you are in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of mountains, you know. And,
Oh,
but
yes.
it's you see then a village with the. Nowadays they have electricity, but before they did not even had electricity yet. And if you see
It shows.
how they live still with wood fire and you know basically
Well,
creating their own food and
well, I can remember when I was growing up, we had a wood fire,
yeah
and we had a copper that we used to boil the clothes in. It was washing, and that
okay
was
yeah
that was old, but we had an old washing machine that you used to do by hand.
yeah
But
yeah still there.
electricity, well, it shows the signs of the time. But unfortunately, electricity has become a money-making racket over here, and there's just no let up. The charges, and it's a major issue over here. But
All right.
if we have a bad storm over here, Jerome, at times we do lose the power. And we had one storm last week here in my area, Brisbane. We had, I think it was just over 21,000 people without electricity, and some areas were so severely damaged. I think it took over 3 days to bring back online.
Well, 3 days. That is not compared that long. I've been in Legazpi when it was hit by Typhoon Durian. It took almost 2 months before the electricity was recovered there. And
Well,
I'm certainly expecting also with Pinamalayan area right now where the ice over there, I certainly don't expect there will be electricity before the end of the year anymore. There's with that infrastructure, the infrastructure is of course not as developed as in our countries here, you know. And but yeah, it took a long time before electricity came back there, and I expect probably the same in the areas now. We know.
well, we've still
So
got
3 days is
we're
pretty fast.
halfway. It's the 15th here, so we still got another 15 days before the end of the year, and
Yeah,
this 97W could turn out to be another interesting system,
yeah.
and we could see. Possibly could see another one before the end of the 2015.
Certainly no hope for the people over there.
Unfortunately, it's just where they're positioned. But I think the government over there, I think, well, how do you get the money to build the infrastructure, put up radars, which provides a better picture?
Yeah.
But at least some parts are getting hooked up to electricity, which is good.
Yeah.
Have you
Well,
seen anybody with solar power? We have over here. We have houses that have got solar panels, and they get the electricity from the sun.
okay. Yeah, over the yeah.
You got it over there?
Here in Holland or in the Philippines, you mean?
Oh well, the Philippines. But
I've seen it in the Philippines, though it's still a rare case. It's more like over like in Metro Manila areas. I've seen some sun cells over there, but in the provinces I haven't seen it until now. It's still upcoming projects and development over there. A lot of people cannot afford to uh, to buy these cell panels, the sun panels. That's the thing. They're depending on the infrastructure there, what's the local
yes,
infrastructure, what's over there, and unfortunately, yeah, in a lot of places, especially in remote areas, it's the infrastructure is not being well developed, and also over the area where this typhoon is heading now. Like I said, I definitely certainly don't expect, especially over Pinamalaya area, was not any current electricity over before probably the end of the year.
Okay, BBC Weather, they picked up on the intensification of Typhoon Melor.
All right.
So the BBC has picked up, but they've got only slightly, which is... Okay, I'm not sure whether Jason is still with us here on the east coast of Australia. The Australian Weather Bureau, it's a lot easier. They've issued a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the state of New South Wales. So that's the first storm warning of the day. Jerome, we have some very interesting storms over here.
All right.
And like 71 millimetres of rain in 30 minutes. Okay, the storm warning is for large hailstones, heavy rainfall for people in parts of the northern rivers. That's towards the Queensland, New South Wales border,
Mm.
the Hunter and Northern Tablelands. So
Okay.
that's the first warning, but I'm expecting to see storms later this afternoon, and I'm also waiting to see whether there's any updated information re a possible tropical low to develop.
All right.
Just the northern tip of the Western Australia state on the west coast of Australia.
There have been also cyclones in the north of Australia, right? Darwin area and.
Oh yes, well, we've got the monsoon trough
Yeah.
that is supposed to kick in, I think, on Friday, and the Bureau is saying that there could be a tropical low form on the monsoon trough over the weekend or early next week. But they're also saying that one could pop up on the radar sometime today. But it will only be short-lived. They say if it does reach tropical cyclone status, the life will be over Friday. They're also saying that we could possibly see a tropical signal in the southwest corner of the Gulf of Carpentaria.
Yeah.
As another rainstorm blows in at Boracay right now.
See that, yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
You can see it
By the way,
moving over.
just get the reports of Mindoro Island. There's a complete power outage now at the moment.
Power outage, right?
There is no telecommunication at the moment as possible anymore.
Yes.
Just get a report.
Yes, the webcam getting soaked.
So as we count down the remaining days of 2015,
Yeah,
there could be a couple more interesting surprises on the radar.
Look at the people just sitting there, is it?
Well, I believe we are coming up to the time where we are to go off air now. So, guys, is there anything finally that you'd like to say?
I think when our next broadcast, I'll have updated information with the tropical scene over here.
All right. For those people in Mindoro, especially along the coast, be safe. Stay away from coastal lines and try to keep having updates and hope for the best.
Melor has made landfall in Mindoro as a Category 4 storm with winds of 145 miles an hour. This was Force 13 Live. We'll have more live updates coming up later on today as it is in the Philippines. Probably in the afternoon, evening hours. We're probably going to start airing at around 12 noon UTC.
And before we go, I've got an update.
Which would be 8 PM in the Philippines, David.
Okay, BBC weather, they're reporting that Typhoon Melor may bring up to 300 millimeters of rain to Manila and possibly up to 1,000 millimeters over high ground of South Luzon.
Okay. Well, until next time.
Cheers for now.
Yeah, stay safe out there. Obviously, we'll keep you up to date on the storm. I'm sure David will keep you up to date on our social media pages. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Search Force 13, all in text, to find out the latest information whilst we're not streaming. You can also add me on Skype. The name is Fool13, FOOL13. A direct link to Force 13 HQ should you require it. You don't get many broadcasters who have such a direct link, eh?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes. Oh, it's giving me the play button again.
And someone's always around.
Yeah, we'll leave you with the. We're going now, Marcel.
Yeah.
Bye, Marcel.
We'll leave you with the streaming camera from Boracay in the Visayas, where it's absolutely pouring it down. Back later, 12 o'clock, 8 PM in the Philippines. Goodbye.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh.